Welcome. Can you guys hear me? Oh. If there's any families of inductees, could you please raise your hand? Any family members of an inductee tonight?
We'd like to make room for them in the front row. So they can see.
We could make room for you guys in the front row if you'd like to come up. Okay.
That'll do it.
Anywhere. Doesn't matter. It's okay. It's all right. Welcome. Mr. Goulet, Ms. McAdams, Ms. Anderson, Ms. Brady, members of the faculty, parents, and students. Welcome to the 2018 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by our faculty for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of the National Honor Society chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to have been inducting new members since 1986, and with today's ceremony indicating the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter have served as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which established our eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities, including fundraisers for the 3 to 5 preschool, UNICEF, the Sitka School District Breakfast Program, as well as volunteering at the local Pioneer Home. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome these new members who will bring new energy in support of our continuing work as National Honor Society members. It is at this time we proclaim to all in attendance, membership in the Mt.Edgecumbe High School chapter of National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. Scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the lamp and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always necessary. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members.
Service.
My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help others both in school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is a quality we seek in our membership and promote to the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Character.
Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from the others. It creates for us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of a constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality to what we wish to appear to be to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
At this time, I will now welcome the 2018 National Honor Society inductees. When you hear your name, please move to the outer aisle and wait for your escort to bring you up. Ariana Adams. Danae Brower. Jolie Carlson. Josh Diasis. Milena Demoski. Adeline Diamond. Veruca Etzidi Ramirez. Leon Yvonne. Grace Gardner. Matt Hunt. Anna Carmen. Mercedes Kashatuk. Tatiana Corthius. Jalen Martinez. Robin Masterman. Jonah McClanahan. Richard Otzerock. Okay. Kelby Popple. Vernay Rameth. Jenny Reynolds. Allison Schaefer. Mackenzie Smith. Taya Warren. Ashley Williamson. These are the new National Honor Society inductees. Jasmine?
National Honor Society chose Miss Brady Howard as our speaker because she embodies the 4 pillars of National Honor Society, which are scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Miss Brady's chapter of NHS was from 1990 to 1991. She is a person who is known to demonstrate her strong work ethic and her deep devotion to her cultural traditions. Miss Brady's service and leadership can be seen by her organizing volunteer events and helping to fundraise for her dance group. She also volunteers her time to the Sitka Native Education Program to plan and deliver lessons in her Tlingit language through songs and dances from middle school to high school. Miss Brady demonstrates her scholarship through being a member of the Sitka School Board and the Teachers Education Association. She is an active advocate for the students' education and strives for her students to receive the best education possible. She shows her character by investing her time into developing an environment where students and members of her community feel welcomed and may embrace who they are. She devotes her time as a teacher to guide students to reach their full potential and succeed academically. Now I would like to introduce Miss Brady.
Whenever I'm here in the Activities Center, I think what strikes me most is the years of tradition that surround us. There are roughly 68 years worth of graduating classes on the walls surrounding us. And if you take the time to look at the pictures, you can see how these graduates differed in their various decades, from the style of the eyeglasses that they wore to the absolutely ridiculously embarrassing hairstyles that some of us may have had. And yet, they're all united under one name, Mt.Edgecumbe Braves. They're united by a strong sense of school pride, and they're united by tradition. Now, I'm not just talking about the traditions like standing during basketball games and volleyball games and having school spirit, but also our traditions surrounding the topic of respect. The things we always ask you guys to do, like sitting up during assemblies and listening attentively. Tonight, we're here in the Giltrude Activities Center to honor those who have earned acceptance into the National Honor Society, those whom the Faculty Council believed demonstrated the pillars of National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Now, these are traits that I make regular practice of talking about in my classes because they're the traits that make for a glowing letter of recommendation to help students move on to the great things that we hope they'll do when they get ready to leave here. As a fellow Brave of the class of 1991, I didn't think the year was that important. I would argue that these traits are also ones that countless MEHS staff members have worked across 7 decades now to instill in generations of Braves. And these traits are also part of the tradition of Mt.Edgecumbe High School, and they're not easy to achieve. Each one of these traits takes hard work. Scholarship and good grades and lifelong learning takes hard work. Leadership takes work, and it takes perseverance. Service, taking time to do things for others and not just for ourselves, takes work. And even character. Being a good person when sometimes it's easier to be bad can be really hard work. When I graduated from here in that year which shall remain unnamed, I graduated wearing a National Honor Society stole. And it took a lot of hard work for me to earn the privilege of wearing that stole. You see, when I left Sitka High School at the end of my freshman year, I left Sitka High with a 1.5 cumulative GPA. Now, for those of you who aren't really familiar with that, that would be a D+ average if we still had Ds like we did way back in the day. And it took a lot of hard work at Mt.Edgecumbe with challenging teachers and rigorous classes to get my GPA up high enough to even be invited to apply. As far as the other NHS traits, I guess you could say that I was blessed to be raised by grandparents who set a strong example for me of service, and particularly service through leadership. Whether it was their church or A&B and A&S or cultural involvements or the tribal government, both of my grandparents were constantly busy going to meetings and committing their time to serving others by assuming positions of leadership. And I guess it never occurred to me that there was any other way to live. And then I was blessed to come here. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to paint a utopian picture of student life at Mt.Edgecumbe in the 80s and 90s. Did we get in trouble sometimes? Sure. Did we get called into all dorm meetings in the cafeteria at night if we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing? Of course. Our behavior wasn't perfect, but where the difference lies between Mt.Edgecumbe High School and other schools is that we came to a school where the staff cared enough to correct us when we were wrong, no matter how small we thought our offenses were. They expected the best from us. You also are blessed to come to a school that still values these traits. It's important to note that scholarship, leadership, character, and service are traits that you can never fully finish achieving. They're traits that you'll need to work on for a lifetime. To those of you who are privileged enough to be inducted into NHS this evening, I need for you to know that your induction doesn't mean that you're done yet. NHS will require you to continue that pillar of service throughout your high school years in hope that you will carry this value forward into the rest of your lives. And service won't always be easy. I will tell you all that sometimes service is wonderful. The feeling that you can get for actually doing something for other people can be satisfying and rewarding, and it can be great. Take, for example, the members of our Educators Rising Club who volunteer to tutor young kids at Keet Gushiheen. Most of them come away loving that volunteer service that they did. However, sometimes service isn't so great. Sometimes it's thankless. And sometimes, especially if you choose service through positions of leadership, it also means that people are going to be unhappy with you. For me, being a member of a school board of a district that's currently faced with a $2.3 million deficit for our budget for next year, in which we, the Sitka School Board, will need to make cuts to the programs in Sitka schools, I can guarantee that in the coming weeks, I'll be decidedly less than popular in the community of Sitka. Service through the face of leadership with big challenges is tough. But I'd like to encourage all of you, don't shy away from it just because it's hard. You're braves. You don't shrink away from challenges. And let me just say that it's often in those positions of leadership and service that are the toughest that people are most needed to step up and to assume those positions of leadership. And now more than ever in this time of our history, our nation needs you. All of you. We need educated scholars of good character who will take on positions of leadership, selflessly serving others. Inductees, your acceptance into NHS is a fantastic first step, but please make sure that you understand that your induction tonight is just the first step in what I hope you will continue as a lifetime journey of leadership and service. I thank those of you who listened kindly for your attention this evening and for the honor of speaking tonight. Go Braves.
Thank you, Ms. Brady. At this time, will the new inductees please rise? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. The audience may follow along with the pledge as it is printed in the program. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the purpose. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. You may be seated. I'd like to thank our advisors, Ms. McAdams and Ms. Anderson, for their hard work and many hours they put in as advisors. Another thank you to Ms. Brady for being our guest speaker tonight. And one more round of applause for the new inductees. Thank you all for attending our National Honor Society induction ceremony. In just a moment, we will recess, which families are invited to stay for a reception in honor of the new inductees. Mr. Ule?
Thank you very much, Haley. You did a wonderful job as the MC. You did a wonderful job. Thank you. The 32 National Honor Society members that we have here, these 32, I am impressed and I am absolutely inspired by what they do for the school and how they represent Mt.Edgecumbe High School, and more importantly, how they represent their families. I am impressed, terribly impressed and inspired. The new inductees, congratulations. This is a great honor, and we're very proud of you. Very proud of you. Miss Brady did a wonderful job in our guest keynote speaker role this evening. She mentioned service among the other characters of the National Honor Society. And I'd like to have a word about service as well. On this very special time commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., this is what he said about service. Everybody can be great. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. That's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his words. And I think that is what has impressed these young ladies and gentlemen and our future leaders also of the school. Congratulations again. Thank you very much. We have a very busy end of the school schedule, and in case you haven't noticed it already, we're already going 100 miles an hour. We've got a lot of fun things ahead of us, and we have a lot of requirements, a lot of things that we need to take care of as well, responsibilities. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being a good audience. When I dismiss you at this point, you want all National Honor Society people to stay, correct? Okay, all National Honor Society people will stay, and guests, please. You will report to the dormitory and continue with your work, and we'll make the best of this evening, okay? First of all, let's allow the seniors, the class of 2018, you are dismissed. Juniors, class of 2018.